Many of you that have been around my channel for a while, you're gonna be like, what the heck's going on here? Because I just got back from the dealer with my new bike. And as you can see, it is another 300L, but not any 300L. It's the new 300LS. I honestly can't find any other videos online about it. So hopefully this is gonna help you out. And we're gonna have tons more content coming on this bike as well. So make sure to subscribe for that. But anyways, let's first take a look over this bike. As you can see, it has that gray color scheme instead of red, which is weird on a Honda CRF, but I like it. I think it looks really good. Now, first impressions, when you look at it like from this here, it's KTM vibe, right? You got the gray, the orange, the yellow, definitely KTM color scheme there, right? But let's take a look closer on it. Look at that topo design in the CRF. Yo, that looks so good. Coming down here into the gray, really like that. Now, when you come down here, you can see the spring. The spring is still red in there. That might have been cool if they made that orange. Now I want to pan around the bike here just so you can kind of get a good glance at it, look it over, see the differences from the other one, and you're probably going to spot a few yourself right there. So as we're panning around, you're seeing again the graphics here. Now the LS, you're probably seeing the different wires, and then down on the wheels, this only comes in ABS. You can't get it without ABS. But one thing you might not be noticing here is that frame. You see how it's all black on the regular 300L? It's silver. Same back there, it's all black, which I really like. I love that stealthy design. That'd be cool on a red one, in my personal opinion. I really like that. Of course, the seat is a lower seat. Now, me just looking at it here, it seems like the seat is wider. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't remember. I've had 300Ls. That's for another video, right? But anyways, the seat right here just seems wider to me. I'm not too sure. The seat is definitely lower, which we're going to talk about that here in a second. So here we are on our absolute first ride on the new 2023 Honda CRF 300LS. Is the S stand for short? I don't know. But what I'm going to do is take you guys on the same loop I always do on all of my new bikes. And why I do that is, again, because I know this route. I felt it on many bikes before, 300Ls, my Africa Twin, my Triumph, so on and so forth. And it just gives me a good understanding of the bike because I know the routes, I know the ground and such. So, again, we can really judge it from there. First thing I want to talk about, of course, it just rained the other day. If any of you guys has been along on any of my other rides on this route, I'm going to start calling this a snake route because this is where I saw that cottonmouth or whatever it was, and y'all know I don't really like that too much. So, of course, we're a little muddy here because we just had the rain. Let me get up. I'm trying to take it easy because, again, this is the absolute first ride. If we go down, what do we have? 7 miles? 7 miles on this bike? Okay, here we go. Oh. Very sandy out here as well. But, okay, if we're gonna go around this way. A lot of you might be thinking, yeah, dude, it's just another 300L. Well, it's really not, you know, and I'm not a spec person. I mean, obviously, we got to look at some of them with this bike because that's what's really making it different. And I'll throw them up on the screen here so you can see and pause it or whatever and just check them out there. But the whole thing is that S, short. I don't know if it's meant for shorter riders, but what I like about it, they should have called it the LC. 300L Confidence, LCB. Okay, just snake hole right here. I'm just going for it. I'm not even gonna look. Oh, that's okay. Whew. Okay, back tire slid in there. I kind of took it a little bit too much on the edge. It's always my luck. I come and do this route all the time after a big rainstorm. It gives us a little bit of a challenge. Got to bob and weave. Again, I don't go straight through them because they're pretty deep and sandy. I don't want to get stuck. Anyways, back to the bike. About the S. You know what? Let me go and throw my visor up real quick here, because it is spicy. All right. So anyways, about the S being for short people, that's what I like about it. Again, confidence. Calling it the confidence booster. Because a nice thing, I'll stop right here. Oh, nice test of the ABS. I mean, I am flat-footed. Now, it's not like, let me get into neutral. It's not like super short where I'm not feeling any seat. Like the seat for me right at 6 feet, the seat's right there for me. I mean, I can dance the bike, I can hold it perfectly flat-footed. Again, at 6 feet. My wife likes to say 5'11". I claim 6 feet. And again, I got my riding boots on and everything, so. But again, that's what's so nice about it, is just that extra bit of confidence there. And it is so much more relieving than the 300L, even though the 300L is not bad, right? I ride big ADV bikes, Africa Twin, currently Triumph Tiger, 900 Rally Pro. But when I get out here and do my exploration rides, I want to be able to put my feet down instantly and not let the size of the bike intimidate me or hold me back or make me question, right? I just want to go. And that's what a smaller bike does, kind of like the 150 or the XR 150L I recently got. Let me focus here so I don't slide into this puddle. Ducks-a-roo. Okay, and we're out. I know I mentioned this in the beginning of the video, but no joke, this seat has to be wider. Like, it really feels wider than the stock. Oh boy, here you go. Get a little too fast and furious right there. Anyways, back to the seat right here. It definitely feels wider than the original 300L. 300L kind of felt like it had that CRF dirt bike type of seat. This one definitely feels wider, like my butt is actually on it. Like, usually I'm instantly like, let me order my seat concepts. But this one's feeling pretty stinking nice. I mean, it's not soft by any means. It is a little firmer. Might keep it right now. Maybe a little break in and loosen up a little bit. Really, really loving it. Now, again, the ABS, I told you it's got a little ABS deal. You know, this thing drives me nuts. On all of the 300Ls, they got this dang thing. Yeah, it drives me absolutely crazy because I can't see my screen. I wish it was like up here or something. I don't know. Y'all know something that can redirect that? Let me know in the comments. But again, we got ABS. I love ABS. And again, this bike only comes in ABS unless you get the red version, the regular height, the regular L. But I love ABS. I've tested ABS on and off, and again, I ride bigger bikes, so maybe that's kind of where it comes from. But I'm so used to a big bike having to come to a stop. On a little bike, it's different. But ABS is so good on these modern bikes that I always leave it on, even when I'm off-road. It's a very nice helping hand to kind of keep you from going off into a ditch or off a cliff. But anyways, here's our other off-road bit here. Make sure no one's coming. Someone is coming, as I'm doing a wrong crosser-roo here. There we go. Okay, so here we go. We're going to test this. And again, this just has a little bit of different elevation and such. And you kind of got to pick a line a little more than that other one's kind of just straight shot. But I'm trying to take it easy. I should have went upwards instead of down here. But I'm trying to still take it a little easy on the bike. Again, this is right off the floor, guys. We must be at what? What I mean, 11 miles. 11 miles right now, so don't want to be too heavy on her. But, you know, with those dimensions, let's get through the sand right here. Okay, nice. I'm so used to, I've done this so much now that I get through the sand part pretty easy now, so I was getting a little looser up here. I feel that front moving around. These IRC tires are always the same. Not the best, but they always get the job done, you know, so it's just the same as on all 300Ls. But I'll tell you one thing you do feel the difference talking about those dimensions. I feel, I don't know, is it the height? Like, I don't feel scrunched up on the bike by any means, right? So it doesn't feel too small, right? But with the combination of everything lower, the lower ground clearance, the lower seat, right? The wheelbase is a little shorter. It just feels more like the XR 150L I've recently got, right? Than a 300L. That's honestly, it feels more like that than a regular 300L. As far as size, not power, of course, you know. And I know that's something a lot of you are asking. Why did I get this when I just got the 150L? Well, I got a lot more content, a few more videos planned for that bike, and it'll come around and you'll see why. That's a great bike. It really is. But I still got a few more videos, so make sure to, again, subscribe, hit that bell, because we'll be covering that bike a lot more as well. But let's continue on this route here and see how this feels. Again, it's just so much confidence. It feels very much like the 150. Now the suspension's got less travel here as well, but I don't feel it. It reminds me very much of the regular 300L. You know what? Hold on. Let's check something. Speaking of that, 1 second before we take this turn here. Hold on. You know what was really noticeable on the 300L? Is right when you sat on it, you noticed the suspension. Right when you sat on a regular 300L, it used to sink right down. Now you got less travel in the front and the back, minimal amounts, you know? But I remember even when I would sit on it, I'm right at 180 pounds. So I want to see this here. Yeah, you still feel it sink. Like even when I had my kickstand down, that's a big thing with the 300Ls. Like you sit down and the kickstand's right down, so you almost got to like stand up to get the kickstand up. Same deal here. You still feel the back is very mushy, but it's not bottoming out, being a little shorter. It's really not. Feels great. I always was a fan of the 300L suspension because again, I prefer a little softer suspension. I'm not an aggressive rider. I'm not jumping. I'm not doing wheelies. I'm just, I like to call myself an adventurous explorer, right? I like going on these random trails and just finding cool areas and riding, right? I'm not aggressive. I just, adventurous explorer. I like it. That's what we're going to go with. And this does it. Yes, it does. Now for me in the standing position like we are right now, I need bar risers, but that's kind of comes in play on my XR 150L. I needed it on my previous 300Ls. I've always put bar risers on there. That's just for me. This kind of puts me a little bit too far forward, which you want to be a little forward off-road, right? But again, I'm leaning ridiculous, you know. I feel it in my shoulders and everything. So, you know, my Pro Taper bar risers and CR high bends will definitely be going on this for sure. But that has nothing to do with it being the LS version. That's any 300L. Okay, here's our last little turn here. I'm not going that fast, but yeah, so that's the ABS. Little tiny skid with the ABS on. I can't say it enough, guys. Again, I'm not an aggressive rider, but I love ABS, especially when off-road. It just, again, it's going to help you not going off that cliff or into that ditch. Oh, okay, okay, that was a little sloshy. Now I got mud flinging out everywhere. Woo. I got a little sideways there. That was fun. Again, these IRC tires, not my favorite, but they definitely get the job done for sure. And I'll run them out. I'll run them down before I change them. Even sitting down on it off-road here. Oh, shoot, that's a pricker bush. Woo. Good thing that thing didn't grab onto me. But sitting down on it off-road, I'm not feeling myself bottom out. Again, it's soft floaty, as you've known with 300L, which is, again, my preferred. But the whole position, I'm not cramped by any means. I'm not kind of bunched up like you would think. I think some people will get the perception on this bike that it's super tiny and it's going to be too small for you. And it's honestly not, again, or at least for me, right? Again, right at 6 feet. Very, very nice. My gosh, I'll give you your first impressions of the weather down south here. It is ridiculously hot. But as far as our first impressions and first ride on the 2023 Honda 300LS, the short version, if that's what the S stands for, again, let me know down in the comments, I'm not too sure. But as far as someone with my riding style, and I state this in all of my videos, right? You can't take a review as if I'm praising this bike or whatever, or hating on this bike. You got to take your riding style into that review. Okay, I like doing that, I don't like doing that, I'm a little more aggressive or I'm not so aggressive, so on and so forth, right? So you got to take that into account. And as y'all saw out there, that's kind of my riding style. You know, I'm not fast, I'm not wheeling, I'm not jumping. I'm an adventurous explorer, and that's what I want to do. It goes back to the XR150L that I got. That's what I love about that bike. It's so easy to handle. It's not intimidating whatsoever, not even on the throttle or anything. It's a fantastic bike. I'm not saying it's, you know, a cheesy bike by any means, but the best thing about it is you're so low to the ground that you just toss the bike around, maneuver it around, and then it's that easy. And that's the vibe I got on the 300LS. And again, that's coming from someone that has owned 3 300Ls previously. And does it feel any difference right out the gate? Yeah, it does, because the 300L felt like a tall dirt bike. You really felt like you were on top of it. Number one, the taller seat, so you felt like you're up over the bike. So for some people, that just might be a little intimidating. On 300L, right, you're on top, you feel like you're on a dirt bike. You really do. And when you're off-roading and you want to go through something that's a little more technical that you know you shouldn't be going through, you're like, oh shoot, am I going to be able to touch the ground if I can get through? When you're on a smaller bike like this, or again, the XR150L, you know, ah, shoot, man, I can just walk my bike through that if I need to, just sit a straddle and walk across. And that's, again, it's a lot of mental, right? That is something really nice peace of mind out there, you know? Now, if you're incredibly tall or experienced, you're going to hop over it, or you can touch the ground on a regular 300L. You know, you got to be pretty tall right there, because that is a bigger bike. But again, knowing you have that and also feeling like you're inside of the bike a little bit more is really nice. It's a good peace of mind. It really is. And it feels so much more relieving on this out on the trails. Like I just want to bounce around a little bit. I know my skill has progressed a little bit, but you can bounce around and move around a little bit more. And that is a great peace of mind. It's going to push you or give you that peace of mind to know, yeah, I can go down there, whatever, let's go check it out. That's what I really like about the shorter bike. Now, one other thing you caught me talk about while we were out on the trails was the ABS. And some people may be like, oh man, I wish they made this without ABS. I don't know the price difference. What is it, like $400 or something like that? I'm not sure, because you can get the regular 300L with ABS or without. The LS, again, only comes with ABS, but it's something I swear by. I love it, even on my bigger bikes. And again, maybe that's why, because I'm so used to big bike. When I come to a stop, you got to halt that big old thing rather than a little tiny light bike, you know. But the ABS on these modern bikes is so good. You can still squeal the back tire a little bit, you know what I mean? But it's going to prevent you from getting in trouble. It's something I love. And again, I leave my ABS on all the time. And topping it all off, can we just get one more look at it? Got some mud on it. Oh, it's looking good with some mud, right? Right, mixed with that orange. Down here we got that clay soil, so it definitely has a nice flow. I think it looks pretty good. Oh man, I just love it. I love the aesthetics. Again, the orange is cool. As you see, I already have my tank bag on it. Y'all know I love my Nelson rig. I need a tank bag. That one fits fantastic. Links down in the description. But again, taking a look at it with that southern clay soil mixed with that bronze, that gray, and that orange. I think it looks great, but my favorite bit, again, is the black frame. That was our very first look, our very first ride, and our first impressions of the new 2023 Honda 300LS, the 300L short version. Again, please let me know down in the comments if S stands for short. I really think it does. But again, this bike is going to be a blast. We're going to have a whole lot more content coming on this. My full review, once I do more miles, of course, I want to get over the honeymoon phase and then be able to give you guys that honest owner's opinion and review on this bike. But many, many more rides. I can just see the future. This bike is going to be a blast. I will also compare it to the XR150L, because I know that's something that a lot of you would be curious about as far as, again, a smaller bike. And then, of course, mods. You know I'm going to mod the bike, right? I hope you look forward to that future content, and I hope you enjoyed this ride. If you did, hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I hope to catch you in some future adventures. Bye now.